I'm Chris Esper, and I'm not interesting enough by myself.
I'm Ben Esper, and I'm not interesting enough by myself. And together,
And together, we're the
we're the
Espers.
Esperts.
And here today, we have our longtime, bud in real life and friend of the program, Jacob. Jacob, say hi to all of the lovely people that listen to our show.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, well,
Thousands and thousands of viewers worldwide. I'm happy to be here.
the analytics
Imagine
say
when we
it's
do have
22.
thousands and thousands.
No,
Yeah, it's
it's
22.
22.
I looked. Hey, but 22, that's more
22.
than all of the Big Ben Industries videos put together.
I'm
Just isn't
only
true.
like 7 of those. So
Yeah, but how many times if you rewatch a video, does it get the
yeah,
does it count as 2 views if you watch it twice?
I think so.
I think you have to be a signed-in unique viewer is what classifies as a view nowadays.
So I could just
Oh,
sit there and all day just make like
wait a
different accounts
second.
and on
So
different
you're
devices
telling
and
me
play our podcast over and over
like
again.
videos that get millions of views? There's millions of different people that watch it. No,
Yes. What?
not that many people are watching Justin Bieber anything.
Jacob, you put a wrong letter at the front of that illion. You mean billions of people are watching Justin Bieber do things?
There's barely even billions of people with internet access.
See, I don't think that that's true. How
We
many
need a
people in China do
stat
you think
guy.
like
Do you
Justin
guys have a
Bieber?
stat guy on this show?
Yeah, it's me and Ben. We just make it up as we go, and you're
Oh,
wrong.
okay. All right, fair enough.
I had to get up, turn off my fan because it was loud, so I missed most of that. Um,
We were talking about how Jacob thinks that only millions of people listen to Justin Bieber.
no, I think we were talking about how Jacob has a loving wife now, and is the first one
Oh,
to do
yeah,
so. And I think that's
Yeah,
interesting. How is the
yeah,
first couple weeks? I think it's been a month, yeah, something close to that.
yeah. It's actually a
it's been
month
exactly a
today.
month. Yeah, that's
Exactly a
crazy.
month. It
So
has
That
been
seems like not that long
fantastic.
ago.
has the honeymoon phase? Is it over? Do you guys
I
detest
don't
each
think
other
it'll ever
already?
end. She does listen to the podcast, so I have to be careful about what I say. But I
Okay.
don't think it's going to
So
end anytime
before
soon.
before she lived with you, did you pee naked with the door open?
Are you asking if anything's changed? Because I'm still doing that. I
Yeah.
might be doing that right now while we record this.
Why would you not pee naked with the door open? That's just a
See, but
power move.
it
Do you guys
was
have doors on your bathrooms? Like,
You have doors in your bathrooms. I've been in your
you have
house.
doors on your bathroom.
you guys don't know what's changed
Did you
since she
ever
moved
did you
in.
ever move that dresser?
I did move the dresser by myself. I had to
Nice.
take all the drawers
Uh,
out of it.
to all of
You
those
were
who are
a great
listening,
friend.
Jacob and I and another one of our friends, Sean, played golf a week ago. It was a week ago
About a
today.
week ago.
And so Jacob wanted me to drive after playing golf about 30 minutes to his house to help him move a dresser, which would probably take like 2 minutes, and then get back in my car, drive 30 minutes, take Sean home, and then drive back to my house an hour away. So leave a comment on the video. How many of you would actually do that for someone who's
How
not
many of
paying you?
you would have been a good friend and helped your friend move a very heavy dresser?
See, and that's
Leave
why
a
you got married,
comment.
so you don't have to have your friends help you do stuff
She's
anymore.
the one that wanted it moved.
Tell her to hit the gym.
Why didn't she help you? Yeah.
Hey, Sydney, if you're
Great
listening, hit the
question. She
gym.
was at work.
Quit
Bicep
saying that.
Hit the
curl,
gym.
asking
We
his
just got a
friends.
gym membership.
Either they're listening or they're not. Just say what you don't need to add that. It's
What?
unprofessional. If they're
What's
listening,
unprofessional?
Professional.
that's
She
unprofessional.
might not.
No. Just
Maybe she doesn't.
assume
Maybe,
at some
No.
point
maybe.
anyone you're talking
She's a
about
fan of
will
the
be
show.
listening to the podcast.
So,
She's liked and
so what
subscribed
if,
for sure.
what if I just assume that his wife doesn't want to listen to him talk anymore?
Hey,
Mm.
Barack Obama, if you're listening, very cool. Whatever you're doing right now, very
Imagine,
cool.
imagine he tweets at the Espers podcast tomorrow morning after this comes out, or whenever this comes out, or
he
whatever.
He's gonna tweet
he
about
tweets it. You guys have we have a tweeter?
our blatant homophobia
I think
and
Ben made a
racism.
Twitter with the same. We need to get like a better logo.
No,
Like
I
I
know we
like
need
the
to.
whole.
I know you don't like my perfectly drawn paint art.
I mean,
See,
then it
what's
looks like
funny
it
is
took
like,
you all of 2 minutes on paint.
It
but
actually took 30
what's funny
seconds.
too What's funny too is you have terrible handwriting, and like your writing on the computer with your mouse is almost as bad as your handwriting IRL.
I think it's funny because we're supposed to be the experts, but the drawing is really bad. It maybe like we're not the experts.
It's
I think
kind
it's
of no, it's
ironic.
kind of like the perfect culmination because you guys are not experts. You're
But
experts.
I think there needs to be like what I told Ben is we need to find someone to like do like a cartoon, like take like a picture of me and Ben and like cartoon animate it basically, and then put that in the background, and then put the experts like above it.
Okay, you got
Maybe we're in
art
a class.
skills.
Maybe we're in a classroom and we're cartoon professors. I got some buddies that went to Flagler for graphic design. I
Okay,
could I could tell them they can get 1% of profit sharing for as long as we're a podcast.
you got Wicked T money. You got Wicked T money.
Wicked
Sponsor.
tea
You
money.
got sponsor money from Wicked T.
What's wicked tea?
Isn't it's like a
What
tea?
is wicked tea?
It's like alcohol. It's like your stupid
Are you talking about
Twisted tea?
twisted tea? Twisted tea?
huh?
No,
He said it with
twisted
such
tea.
resounding confidence.
This
He said,
podcast
Oh,
"You
should
got
be
man.
wicked
sponsored
tea money."
by Twisted Tea, not to be confused with Wicked Tea, which is
Wicked
my
tea,
own
which is
That's
personal
just
great.
product that I
That's
make.
it's
great. That's a
twisted
great.
tea, but from
That's a
Boston.
great potential
It's
sponsored
wicked
pitch.
tea, man.
Hey, we don't know the name of your product, but sponsor us, please.
It's really good because I get trashed on it every night and I forget the name.
I've never had it before though. Is it any good?
Can't be good.
What do you mean?
There's no way.
Is it not like a Long Island iced tea, but just like in a can?
No, I'm pretty sure
No,
it's like
I think it's like
Nestle
sweet
canned
tea.
sweet
Yeah.
tea with like alcohol in it.
That sounds
See,
awesome.
And
Does
so
it sound good to you?
it's a small enough amount of alcohol that they can sell it in gas stations. Like it doesn't
Does-
have to be in a liquor store.
does
So
what kind of
Nestle
alcohol
sell
do they
tea?
put in something like that?
Bailey's.
I don't know.
They don't
Ew.
put Bailey's Irish cream in tea.
Why not?
That's wicked tea.
You
Wicked
ever
tea
drink
is Bailey's
Baileys from a
Irish
shoe?
Irish cream and tea.
Wicked Tea, it actually is whatever grows in the bottom of my toilet. That's what I use in my Wicked Tea.
That's wicked pee, man.
What's
You're
growing?
making
What's
toilet
growing
wine.
in the bottom of your
Making
toilet?
prison
Toilet wine,
toilet
your
wine in
prison.
your own house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figure eventually at some point I will go to jail, and I just need to have a thing that people won't like beat me up over. And if I make
It's
toilet
wicked
wine,
tea.
but if I can make toilet wine, I could sell that in exchange for not getting beaten or stabbed or anything bad in jail.
All right, so I've looked it up. Twisted tea is 5% alcohol, a refreshing and smooth flavored malt beverage. It is made a blend of teas and real leaven to give it a clean and refreshing taste. So it's a malt beverage, so like
But
like malt liquor, like a Colt 45.
so they just like infuse it into the can, like they just like are.
I don't know.
I guess
I don't know
I-
anything about that process. Your next
I
guest
don't
needs
get
to
how
be
any
a
of that works.
brewmaster.
There's no chemistry involved, Chris. It's just some guy who dumps it in a tank and calls it a day. And he's lucky he
No,
doesn't
but, like-
dump any of his facial hair in there or any sweat.
It's
You're getting
a-
all that in there.
Gallon of supermarket sweet tea and a gallon of Colt 45 to mix it together.
I mean, a lot of the people that I went to college with got hammered off of that stuff. So it's either
Colt
it's either-
45s?
No, twisted.
You go
tea.
to
Twisted
you
tea.
go to you go to college with 50-year-old homeless men getting
Mason,
twisted
Mason
off
would
Colt
drink,
45s.
Mason would drink Colt 45s every once in a while.
Oh, buddy.
He would drink them out of the brown paper bag.
Mason, if you're listening, the only
Oh
way
my
to
God.
drink a Colt 45 is out of the brown paper bag.
I like how we're just gonna keep saying it. Like even
Oh
if
yeah,
we
no, I'm gonna
if we
do it
somehow
now just to
become like
upset Ben.
if we somehow become a famous podcast, even if like people that I know are listening, like we have thousands of viewers, and like I know like one specific person is listening, I'm still gonna ask them if they're listening.
Gonna be
Editing
the
Ben,
guest.
It
when
makes-
you're listening to this,
it
just
makes-
bleep them. Just hit them with a fat bleep every time they say
But
it.
it makes them feel like they're a part of the show.
Oh yeah, makes them feel like they don't need to be part of the show. If I wanted them part of the show, they'd be on. Just like Jacob.
Well,
Wow.
It's only episode 2. Like we got to give them some time, I think.
No, I want 8 people all at once
All right.
screaming over each other.
Question: if you could have any guest on the podcast, like just because they're on the podcast, it doesn't mean our podcast becomes more popular. Just like someone you could sit there and just talk to for an hour, like the same way we're talking to Jacob, who was one person that you would want to also be on the show. And Jacob, you can answer that question too.
Living or dead?
Either one.
Either one. Oh.
Or they could
The
be
playing
dead
field
and
just
alive at the same
doubled.
time. Like who's faked their death in the last 15 years?
Beetlejuice?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh.
Got him.
I think he's dead. I just
That's
don't
who you
think
would
he
wanna talk
killed
to, or-
himself.
Show me the body.
Fair enough.
Of course,
You
he
say
didn't kill
show me
himself,
the
Jacob.
body,
Show
but
me
no
the
one.
body.
You didn't see Kobe's body. He's dead.
That is
that
true.
Like,
Wait,
That is a good
Ben,
point, I guess.
there's a lot
It
of
feels-
bodies you haven't seen that you just
Even
accept
though
that
it
they're
was
dead.
almost a year ago, it still feels too soon to make
Wow.
that joke.
right, but I didn't search for Kobe's dead body like I did for Jeffrey Epstein's dead body on the internet.
There were LAPD had pictures of it.
Of Kobe's
Some
body.
douchebag
And I'm
cop took
sure
pictures of his
whatever
dead- Yeah, he took
prison
pictures of his
Jeffrey
dead
Epstein
mangled body in the
was,
helicopter.
there was
No,
probably
no one
photos
has
of that
a
too.
photo of Jeffrey Epstein's body. It's just not true.
Okay, fair enough.
Even if you show me a photo, it's photoshopped.
Okay, so who do you want to have on the podcast?
Listen. I don't have the qualifications to interview anybody on a podcast. Like, what am I supposed to talk about with this?
Well, it doesn't have to be a
someone
good interview. Like,
completely
Oh.
intelligent.
So that means you need somebody like Letterman to come on, interview you guys.
That would be even. What if this is the thing. I haven't done anything, and I have no accomplishments. So what is he supposed to like? So you graduated high school, just like every other.
And
most
you
of
graduated
the
fourth
college.
place in a middle school chess tournament one time.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, remember when I lost that middle school chess tournament? I'm just like,
you're like
Bobby
the Queen's
Fischer.
Gambit.
yeah, I went Queen's
So,
Gambit
you-
on the podcast.
So when I was in
Anya
fourth grade,
Taylor-Joy.
when I was in fourth grade, did I beat you that year? Did I come in a higher place than you did when you were in fifth grade?
Yeah, wait. No.
When I was in fourth grade, because
No.
I think Amal came in first. I think Race was in second.
Just name drop everybody. All your cool friends.
I remember
All your cool
I remember
fourth grade
being in-
chess friends.
I was either fourth or fifth, and I think the person that was in third was from a different school.
No, because I remember. Wait, when you were in fourth grade?
From
oh
a
yeah, 'cause
different school,
I
just
was
like
for
Chris's
sure underneath
girlfriend.
everybody.
Dang, what a
I
scrub.
for sure had a bad. for sure had a bad year because I was too busy
And then it,
worrying about going to middle school and how I was going to reinvent my person as the guy who wore black tube socks instead of white tube socks, and see all of the girls that I could pick up. And the answer
hot babes.
was
The thing is, I
-1.
definitely believe that.
Yeah. So
No,
I was-
you had a girlfriend in middle school.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No,
You went on that
no,
date with Jessica Evans at Red
don't
Elephant
even
with half
name
of
drop.
our
Don't
family
say
and
the
half
whole
of her
name.
family.
You just dox somebody. Don't.
Ah, you can bleep it.
And then it didn't even happen. I will bleep it. I'll bleep the whole name because it didn't even happen.
It did happen. Did you ever hear that story, Jacob?
I don't think I want to.
I hope you get censored like Donald Trump did on Twitter. I hope.
Yeah, right.
We're
gonna take your
For
Twitter.
insurrection.
You know, I would like to talk about that for a second. You know, they banned his Spotify account. I'm not really sure what the like I understand Spotify and their
like you go to
solidarity
his-
with all their other cool social
go to
media
his,
friends. But
You go to his Spotify rap for 2020, and it's
No.
only Rage Against the Machine.
I don't even know what the heck that's about. They
That's
think he was just
hilarious.
gonna listen to the Hype Me Up playlist too much to get ready to run again in 2024.
I can't believe that. What do you
Said
think Donald Trump
we
listens to?
ready. What do I think Donald Trump listens
most
to?
listened to song in 2020 is Donald Trump by Mac
Yeah,
Miller.
there's no way.
It's got to be.
I guess yeah, because that song paints him in a good light because he's gonna take over the world
No,
when he's on his Donald Trump.
It's for sure a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, it's definitely a Taylor Swift song.
It's-
I'm
And
thinking
if
it's
it's
gotta
first,
be some
it's probably
old
because I've
timey
been listening to
borderline
it.
racist country music.
Oh wait, who's
The
that?
most played song in 2020? What?
No, Donald Trump's most played song.
Oh, Donald Trump's. No, it's definitely Kanye. Him and Kanye are like BFFs.
You're so right. It's
That's
that new
that's
gospel
probably
album he
it.
put
Yeah.
out.
It's the Chick-fil-A song.
What's the
Like,
Chick-fil-A song?
Closed
it's
on Sunday. You my Chick
you
Fil
my
A.
Chick-fil-A.
I've never heard that song.
Oh my gosh.
What's it called? It's
Well,
not a good song, but he
Can you
you
does say
guys
sing
are
it
closed on
real
gonna
quick?
Sunday.
get it, take it. No, you can't play it on here because they'll take
Oh,
your
we'll
thing
get
down.
copyright.
No, just
It's
sing
called
it.
Yeah.
Just sing it.
it's called Closed on Sunday. It
Do it a
says
cappella.
the song goes closed on Sunday. You my Chick Fil A.
Is it
That's the
Is
chorus.
it because he can't get her?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Because you
Is
can't
that-
You
get
think that
Chick-fil-A
guy's
on
mind
Sunday.
makes any sense?
You can't get Chick-fil-A on Sunday, so he can't get the chick. It's probably because he's married to Kim Kardashian, and the girl
Not
is
anymore.
Jeffree Star.
Whoa. That's
It
some
might be. Jeffree
wild
Star might be closed on
allegations right there.
Sundays.
Yeah,
Have you not heard that, Jacob?
I mean, yeah, no, I've heard it. I just,
It's because Chris can't stop
where's
talking
the
about it.
evidence? I want to see the body.
I only talked
You know?
about it one time
The
because I
evidence is
couldn't believe it.
the evidence is right underneath Kim Kardashian's sex tape is Kanye West's sex tape.
Yikes.
Was she
Yikes
famous
indeed.
before that?
I mean, her dad was like OJ's lawyer or something.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah, I imagine at least semi-famous. Enough to
I don't know.
get with Ray J. I think
Ray
his name's-
J.
is his name
Yeah, I
Ray
mean,
J?
Ray J was famous. Yeah,
I
Ray
don't
J
think
was famous.
fame has anything to do with people wanting to have sex with people.
But I mean, sort of.
I think when
Ray
you've
J
got
was
a-
Ray J
you've
was
got a-
pretty fit back then too.
Who
Yeah,
does
but Kim Kardashian has a wagon.
she does now? Does she have it back
Yikes.
then?
Probably.
I didn't go frame by frame.
She has
over
a
the sex tape.
station wagon now. It's too much.
You think it's hard for her to run?
Dude, I think it's hard for her to do anything. There's probably all kind of paparazzi in the way. She probably can't run.
That's probably true. There's
Run
probably
Run
lots
right
of
into
people
them. They're
all the
always
time.
walking backwards, taking pictures.
If your butt was like your butt implants was like a wig, and you could take them out and put in like smaller butt plants.
Oh, it's like pockets. Just
to
pockets.
go
It's
run.
just pockets on your butt.
And then when you need to go out to like a nice
The
formal
doctor
event, you can put in your big fat
Shows
cheeks.
you like a kangaroo pouch on either of your butt cheeks. You can just slide them in, slide them out.
Heck yeah. This is the future of medicine right here. We're talking about it right
It really
now.
is. It really is.
Butt slots.
Come back to
Butt
this.
slots.
Come back to this podcast in 2030 when there's butt slots and boob slots and
Heck yeah.
you
Like those guys. You ever see the guys that
nose removable noses. Basically, just Mr. Potato Head. That's what the world's become.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
I was gonna say something. You ever see the Synthol guys that inject their like muscles with oil to make them balloon and be bigger?
No, that
And
sounds
oily?
terrible
Yeah,
for you.
but it's
That
like
sounds
inside,
really bad.
It's like water, so it's not strong.
Is that what they do for like the competitions and stuff? They just make themselves look oily and muscly, even though they're
No.
not.
They're rubbing
No, no.
oil.
He
on
said
the outside.
inject.
They inject it into the skin.
Ooh.
That
That
doesn't
can't be good for you.
That can't be good for you. No.
I don't think it is, but they look massive, despite the fact it's like how SpongeBob looked when he had those blow up muscles. That's what they look like, and they can pick up about
True.
the same amount of weight.
Did you guys? I guess Ben, you're not on Twitter, but Jacob, did you see the tweet that Tom Brady put out where he photoshopped himself with like this old long gray beard and Drew Brees with like this little like gray goatee? It said that coming this Sunday on the History Channel, Tom Brady against Drew Brees.
I did not see
That's kind
that.
of funny.
It's very funny.
Did Drew
That
Brees
is
like
funny.
it?
Yeah, he commented and was like, "This is fantastic."
Awesome. They good on the Bucks though for actually making it to the playoffs, but it's pretty much all Tom.
Are they going to get blown out by the
Was there-
Packers though?
Was
or
there
what?
ever a doubt?
I doubted the first game. I doubted for sure.
But you got to think about this: is that they had no training camp, they had no
None of
practice
them had.
before,
Nobody had
no
training camp.
preseason.
Not an
How many
excuse.
teams- How many teams got a once in a lifetime type quarterback Tom Brady put on their team in the
So he's
offseason.
once in a lifetime. You don't need all that if he's really once
They
in a
went from a
lifetime.
guy that throws it to the other team half as much as he throws it to his own team to a guy that literally
Hey,
has.
I'm pretty sure that segment is supposed to happen at the end of the podcast.
No,
It
that's fine.
will, and
This
that's
is
why I
fine.
didn't say his. That's why I didn't say his name.
Quit
But
reading the
it's
script.
like they have to. You got to have time to get in sync with your receivers and stuff. I mean, like it just takes time to like if you
Yeah.
ever go out and play like pick
Tom
up
Brady
football,
was never in sync with Gronk, that's not.
that's
Or Antonio Brown, people he was already on a team with before.
okay.
Gotta
He
get
played
in
with
sync
Antonio
with these
Brown like
guys.
2 years ago.
Yeah, for like 2 weeks, but that doesn't change anything for me.
But you also got to think that Tom Brady's arm is probably it's got to be at least a hair weaker. Like obviously he can still throw the ball where he wants to throw it, but he's not throwing it as hard as he used to. He's 43 years old, but his like lots of stuff is different for him just physically, and then he's on a totally different team with a totally different offense with totally different people. Like it's going to take some time before they start clicking on all cylinders. And I still don't even think they're clicking on all cylinders.
But let's think about Tom Brady goes from Patriots to Bucks. Bucks go to the playoffs. Bucks send Fitzmagic to the Dolphins. Dolphins don't make it to the playoffs.
You want to know why they didn't make it to the
Fitzmagic
playoffs?
stays on the Bucks.
Yeah.
Is it the
The
same?
Dolphins didn't make the
They have-
playoffs because they stopped playing Fitzmagic.
I
The
know.
Dolphins went 10-5, and the 7-9 Washington whoever's and the 8-8 Bears made the playoffs. That's why they didn't make the playoffs, because the NFL playoffs are wrong.
But I'm saying
And because they
Fitzmagic.
shouldn't have played Tua.
No, hold on. Fitzmagic didn't have any of the opportunities Tom Brady did. Fitzmagic, I think,
What do
was
you mean?
better. Like he had a whole new team. Wait, did he play on them
Well,
last year?
hang on. Fitzmagic went 3-1 with the Bucks, was setting all kinds of records for the first 4 games playing, right? So he takes Jameis Winston's spot,
Yeah,
yada, yada, yada.
he did bad in a
Hang
couple
on,
of those games.
hang on. So the next 3 games combined, he threw for like less than 500 yards and threw like 7 picks. So it's like he does like literally, if you look at his career, he's done this so many times where he has these short bursts where he looks like the best quarterback in the league, and then he comes back to reality and looks like Ryan Fitzmagic. And that's why it's Fitzmagic.
No. Hold on. He doesn't come
like
back.
lightning in a bottle.
Hold on. He doesn't come back to reality and look like Fitzmagic. He looks like Ryan Fitzpatrick when he's back to reality. Those 3 or 4 games every year, that's the Fitzmagic.
Because I had him in
when
fantasy.
they benched Tua and put him in the fourth quarter, that's the Fitzmagic.
Oh yeah. See, but how do you let him? He does that right there, wins you the game, and then you still go back to Tua.
Because you got to breathe the
I don't
new.
get
Man,
that.
Tua's the future.
You got to.
Okay,
Pause to
but
the
but
future.
if you're trying to win now, and you got a guy he has to go somewhere else. Like he has to go to a new team.
Fitzmagic?
The Lions.
They're going to keep him. They're going to keep him to train 2-0. They for sure are.
No, he's not gonna. He's not gonna
Fitzmagic
want to do
to
that.
the Lions, because the Lions are going to
They're
trade
like 5-1.
Stafford.
When he was the starter, the Dolphins were like 5-1.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying beforehand. You saying Tom Brady?
Why would you
needed time.
go 5-1? If you're Fitzmagic, why would you go 5-1? Have the job taken from you when it definitely shouldn't have been. And I mean, maybe it wasn't 5-1, but I'm pretty sure they were like first or second in the AFC East. And then like he has to go somewhere new. Like he wants to play football. He doesn't want to sit on the bench and watch other people play. He's good enough to play for a lot of teams.
My thing is that he's old. His legacy isn't going to be improved
Not that old.
He's old enough to where he should think about retiring soon. And the league has
38.
a bunch of new up and coming quarterbacks. Every year we find a new rookie quarterback that takes the league by storm.
Trevor Lawrence.
So it's just time to, a lot of these old quarterbacks are going to get phased out. The names you used to know are going to be gone. And Fitzmagic, he's just going to have to accept that.
He needs to go to the Steelers.
He's the new Hasselbeck.
Stick with
Oh,
the
the
team that's gonna pay you.
Steelers.
Stick with
That
the
would
team
be
that's going to pay you.
insane.
And
Big
just,
Ben retires.
He should, dude. He's a scrub.
He's
He's
not
a
doing
bona
great.
fide scrub.
I mean, he did good the first part of the season. Maybe he just got sore.
Well, they just got beat by the
He just
Browns.
got tired.
Who did good the first part of the season?
The Steelers did.
They won a bunch of games, but they never played anybody that was super good.
I don't even. They've played tons of teams I thought were good.
So
They had
Ben
what do you mean?
Roethlisberger.
What does that
Hang
even
on,
mean?
hang on. You're saying Ben Roethlisberger did good this year?
Yeah, weren't they? They were undefeated
Okay.
in like 11 games.
Hang on. So yeah, they won 11-0, but this is you saying Ben Roethlisberger was good.
Didn't they
Their
beat the
defense is
Browns
what
earlier
won
in
the
the season?
games. Hang on. He was 16th in passing yards in the NFL, tied for 7th for touchdowns, tied for 18th in interceptions, and was 22nd in quarterback rating.
Wait, so real quick, is 18th in interceptions? That's 18th most or 18th least?
Least he had 10.
Okay, so that's like right dead in the middle anyway. I guess it didn't exactly matter.
So he's a
But he
middling
was
quarterback.
22nd in quarterback rating.
Yeah, he's
But the team still
22nd.
won.
And hang on. You're paying this guy.
Who's above him? How about that? Tell us the quarterbacks who are like the 3 people above him in every category.
Jameis
in
Winston.
QBR?
Yeah, start with that.
I'm sure Mahomes. I'm sure Josh
No.
Allen. I'm sure-
Directly
No,
above
directly
him. I
above
want to
him.
know 17, 16, and 15. I don't need to know the first
Okay.
3. The first 3, whoever, they're great. Like, I want to know who the other like people are, because that, if they're, your opinion of them is really bad, and he's worse than them.
So Ben Roethlisberger was 22nd. The 3 directly above him are Daniel Jones, Mitchell Trubisky, and Phillip Rivers.
Ouch. That's not
And then
good
directly
company.
above that is Kirk Cousins.
Man. That's tough.
Yeah.
You feel bad for Phil Rivers because, like, he deserves to be better. But the rest of those guys.
All I'm saying is
They
11
suck.
game win streak.
Hang
And
on.
then at the
I'm gonna
very end of the
I'm gonna
season,
tell you who they played.
didn't he
They
get
beat
hurt
they beat
also?
hang on. They beat the Giants, beat the Broncos, beat the Texans, beat the Eagles, they beat the Browns, they beat the Titans by 3,
Oof.
beat the Ravens by 4.
Was
So
that,
they-
hold
that's
on, was
two-
that the week without Lamar Jackson, or did they have Lamar that week?
I think that was the week they didn't have Lamar. So they beat the Ravens by 4, beat the Cowboys, beat the Bengals, beat the Jags. So they so far have played 9 games and have 2 good wins. Or no, they've played 10 games and have 2 good wins. And then they beat the Ravens by 5. So their 3 good wins in that 11-game stretch was by a combined less than 15 points.
Also, only against divisional opponents. Like, those are games you have to win.
No, the Giants aren't
Oh,
their
the
division.
Giants.
The
I'm
Broncos
sorry.
aren't.
No, the
The
Browns.
Texans aren't. The
The
Eagles
Browns
aren't.
is a
The
good win,
Titans-
and the Ravens is a good win. Those
Yeah.
are both playoff teams.
Did he go against Dak Prescott?
Giants were not
Cowboys?
a playoff team.
No, they beat the non-Dak Prescott Cowboys and they won that game 24-19.
Yeah, because I thought he got rocked in that game and he like hurt his knees or something. Because like
No, he played every game this year.
I know he played every
Roethlisberger
game.
played.
I'm just saying that right around the end of the season, when all your injuries are racking up, he started to look worse.
Okay, but here's what matters, Ben. They went 11-0, and then they lost 5 out of their next 6.
That's what I'm saying,
And
bro.
they
I said the
also
first part of the
rested
season
the
was
last
good.
week. He also
They lost
rested
to the
week 17.
they
and
lost
then
to the
to
football
Browns.
team. They lost to
Listen,
the football team. They lost to the Bills. They lost to the Bengals. They beat the Colts by 4, and then they lost to the Browns 2 times in a row.
I don't know.
And the last time they lost to the Browns, they got the crap beat out of them. Like the final score makes it look a little better than it was, but they got the crap beat out of them.
And that's more. So I mean, he Ben Roethlisberger went in there and did.
So
work.
what does Roethlisberger
That's
do
the
at the end of the
defense's
year
fault.
then? Is he coming back? Is Mason Rudolph the
come back.
starter for the Steelers?
Would you come back and play football for
I was
$41.2
gonna say
million?
$41 million. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you're either going to cut me and pay me my guaranteed money, you're going to trade me and somebody else is going to pay me my guaranteed money, or I'm going to play quarterback for you. Those are your 3 options.
So what if Brady wins the Super Bowl this year, retires, Big Ben to Tampa Bay.
They wouldn't do that.
No.
They would trade for Deshaun. They would trade for Deshaun Watson or Stafford.
You think Stafford to Tampa Bay? I think Stafford's going to the Colts. I think
He
Phillip
should.
Rivers is done in
He
Indy,
should be.
and Stafford's going to the Colts.
I think that's a really good fit for him.
If
Bucs-
Stafford goes to the Colts win the Super Bowl next year.
The
I'm
Bucs
calling
They
it right
definitely
now.
don't.
Back.
They definitely don't. The Bucs will never take Jameis back.
Bring my boy home.
No, Jameis is going to take over for Drew Brees, and then the Saints are going to be doo-doo.
Wait, hold on. He's not even taking over for Drew Brees this year. They have a tight end playing when Drew Brees is out.
Drew Brees is going to retire after this year, and Jameis Winston will start next year.
That was a marketing stunt that the Saints did to
Listen, Taysom Hill,
to
it was a
drive up.
fantasy football stunt because he was in that tight end slot for me that week.
It's true. It's true.
Playing
It was-
quarterback.
Got
was
me
to
a
make
bunch of
ton
points.
of money for some guy in a fantasy league where they bet $1 million. That's what it was.
True.
Bill
All right,
Belichick.
so-
It was probably to get Taysom Hill some extra jersey sales. And they're like, we
All
got
right,
all these
so-
Taysom Hill jerseys, and nobody wants to buy them.
What about Jameis
Let's
Winston
wrap up.
jerseys?
Put him in
Hang
at
on.
quarterback.
Let's wrap up the NFL with Super Bowl predictions. So predict
Oof.
who's going to play in the Super Bowl and who wins.
I don't know. What league are the Bucks in, and who's the other league, and who's in that? I don't know anything about football leagues
The
or
Bucks.
anything.
The Bucks are in the NFC.
The Bucks win
The other
NFC.
teams. Are you sure?
They do not.
This is you said
Here, Ben,
prediction.
The Packers. The Packers are.
Bucks win. This is my prediction. No one tell me what my prediction is
Hang on,
wrong. I'm
hang on.
telling you.
I'm going to read you the games. I'm going to read you the games for this weekend. There's 4 games.
Is it-
So it's Rams against the Packers
Packers
and
win.
Bucks against Saints for the
Bucks
NFC.
win.
And then the AFC is Ravens against the Bills,
Ooh.
and it
wait.
is the Chiefs against the Browns.
Chiefs win. Oh, that's tough for the Browns. I was really rooting for them.
Well, that's what Chase Claypool came out and he was on Instagram Live, and he was like, "They're going to get clapped next week anyway, so it doesn't matter."
Well, it doesn't matter. It's going to be Bucks versus Chiefs, and Bucks win.
How much you want to put on it?
Not a
I'll give you
chance.
I'll give you 5-1.
You give me 5. Okay. I'm not going to bet.
Who do the Chiefs
live,
play this round?
But I'll tell you later.
Pounds.
The Browns? Oof. Yeah, they're going to win that game.
Only because it's not legal
I-
yet.
I've got
I think-
Bills and Packers with Packers winning by 7.
You got the Bills beating the Chiefs.
I do. I think if
I think
anyone can beat the Chiefs, it's the Bills.
I don't think anyone can beat the Chiefs.
Bills
but I think it's
Mafia.
Chiefs, Packers.
Bills
I think
Mafia.
Chiefs win this. I think Chiefs win the Super Bowl by 2 touchdowns or more.
Do I have
Not
to
a
say?
chance.
think
how-
they're-
Aaron Rodgers is the
Dude.
MVP, dude.
do I
I,
have to
I
say-
get that. Aaron Rodgers is having an unbelievable year. The Chiefs are all around the best team in the NFL.
Do I have to say how much the Bucks
Yeah.
win by over the Chiefs?
Sure.
It's 28 points. By the way, it's 28 points. They went by 4.
Listen, if this
So-
happens,
So hang
man-
on. So the Chiefs have 2 losses this year.
Real quick, to be fair, Alabama just beat Ohio State by 28 points, and that's
That is
also a
true.
national championship.
Hold on.
So I
Hey,
mean,
we'll talk about that in a
No,
second
I
because
guess
I
it's
want to
even better
dive
for
into
you.
that game.
Not only do the Bucks win by 28 points, the MVP is Antonio Brown. His
Could be.
redemption arc.
3 touchdowns.
All right,
Antonio
but
Brown.
the Chiefs have lost 2 games this year, and they beat the Bills already once this year, and they beat the Bucks already this year.
Lucky
I
they
don't
got
care,
lucky.
man.
Just want to
They
throw
weren't-
that out there.
They
Josh
weren't
Allen and the Bills,
in
man.
training camp or whatever you said.
They played them like week 13, like it's not.
No training camp.
Anyways, so the Chiefs lost to the Raiders 40-32.
Mhm.
So
That was early
their
this year,
defense-
though, right?
That was like week 5, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then the other game they lost was week 17 against the Chargers, but they weren't. I don't think they played a lot of their guys.
Yeah.
They lost 38-21 when they already wrapped up number 1 seed and all that kind of stuff. So there's no reason really to play there. I don't know, man. I think that Patrick Mahomes is going to win 8 Super Bowls before he retires, as long as they keep a half. If they can keep a middle of the pack defense
The
on
only
his team, it doesn't matter what receivers you put on his team. He's going to win like 8 Super Bowls.
The only thing that I'm having trouble with the Chiefs is their like win margins this year. They haven't been blowing people out like they were last year. I don't know if that's just
Are you sure about
because they haven't been.
All right,
I know they
no, let's
haven't.
move on. Chris said move on. So let's.
All right,
I don't want to
moving
hear more
on.
about
They
the Chiefs.
they
Agree to
blew a lot of
disagree.
people. They blew a lot of people out at the beginning of the year, but not so much.
Packers by 7.
Bucks by
Okay, so
28.
Jacob's got the Packers. I've got the Chiefs, and Ben's got the Bucks by 28. All right, Devontae Smith is absolutely, I think, almost without a doubt, the greatest college football player of all time.
Nah, I don't know about greatest
Like
player.
greatest like college football resume of all time.
Maybe like greatest college wide receiver of all time.
I don't know who this person is. What is he?
He won the
He's the
Heisman.
guy that
He won
He
the
just
he's
Heisman.
the
won the
guy that
Heisman.
just won the Heisman
He's
as a wide
the
receiver
first
for
wide
the first time
receiver
since
to win it since
Barry
like the 90s.
Sanders.
Yeah, since the
Who's
90s.
he play for?
Alabama.
He plays for out. So the quarterback doesn't win the Heisman. He threw him all the
No.
passes.
No, the guy that caught like 28 touchdowns wins the Heisman.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the quarterback
been
at
in
least
the
threw
national.
28.
Hang on,
So he's
hang
got
on.
more just on that
National
alone.
national championship game. He only played the first half and then I think he got hurt like
He did
immediately.
get hurt.
I'm fairly certain that he had, I think it was 12 catches, 215 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the first half.
And, I mean, let's be fair that the quarterback also got those stats and then played in the next half. So why does this chump get Heisman?
Because if you would have, did you watch the game last night?
I haven't. Listen, I don't like college football. I don't like watching the sport. There's too many games.
I'll tell you
and my
this:
team
every
sucks.
time Mac Jones threw Devontae Adams the ball, he was wide open by 3 or 4 yards. Like not even like where he's having to make spectacular. Like Mac Jones isn't dropping dimes to him, like over a defender or throwing like a perfect pass. Like he's literally throwing it in like a 5-yard vicinity because he's that wide open.
That's awesome.
But that was just like I get what you're saying. Like it's like I'm starting. That's why I didn't really watch the game last night. It started getting annoying to watch college football because Alabama. It's like the same. Like if you could bet, $100,000 on 10 different teams to win the national championship, you'd win that. Like there's no one outside of like 10 teams that's going to win it.
Where is the? I think the NCAA should have antitrust busting, like firms, so that when teams get too big to fail, they just go in there and they cancel the program for a couple years and fire all
No,
the
they need to do just like college basketball does, and they need to do a tournament.
They need a tournament.
The best
16-team
college
playoff.
Yeah, for sure. The best college basketball team doesn't win the college basketball championship every year.
The only way to do it, 16-team playoff, you cancel 2 of their games during the regular season, then the winner is only playing 1 more game than they normally would. You still have your conference championship games.
Just shorten non-conference season. Shorten the season by 2 games and then add a tournament. Yeah.
There are things that I like.
What year was it that Kentucky was 38-0 and then they lost in like the Elite 8 or the Final 4 in college basketball?
I have no idea.
They were beating the crap out of everybody. They were number 1. It was the year they had like Anthony Davis and they had like a couple other guys. Like they literally were 38 or 39-0, and I think they lost in the Final 4. So it's like they're clearly the best team in college basketball, but it's a tournament and anybody can get beat in 1 game. I don't know. I thought that whenever they did the 14 playoff that it should have been at least 8 from the start.
Oh, 8 from the start, yeah.
If it was 8 this year, it would have been the same 4, plus it would have added A&M, it would have added Oklahoma and Florida, and then was Cincinnati 8 or was Georgia 8?
Cincy
So
was 8.
It would have added 4 really good teams.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Although
I think
Cincy lost, Florida lost. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying maybe the rankings weren't great.
Like, if you look at the college football playoffs since they started it, Alabama's been in it every year except for 1, or maybe they've been in it every year.
I think every year.
Clemson's been in it just about every single year. Ohio State's been in it every year except for maybe 2. But
Yeah.
I feel like Notre Dame's been in 3 or 4 times.
I don't think Notre Dame's
It's,
been in 3 or 4 times. I think they maybe have only been in there twice.
no, they were in there last year too.
Who did they play last year?
I think Clemson.
Did they? They must have lost to them
Yeah.
too.
The whole ranking thing, even that doesn't even make any sense. Because like,
I mean,
how do you
they're ranked
rank?
by a committee.
Yeah, but how do you like
So
justify some teams getting to be ranked, and then other teams that are probably performing better, or some teams that perform worse? How do you get to do
All right,
that?
so
Or
here.
let's imagine if you have a team that can't get the other big teams to play them. Like, what are you supposed to do then?
you're UCF and you declare yourself the national champion after a 14-0 season, only playing high
Yep,
school teams, and
exactly.
call it a day.
So I'm just
So
saying the thing is
here,
busted, and your proposed playoff system
yeah.
would also be
So
busted.
so 2015 was the first year they did it. The 4 teams were Oregon, Florida State, Ohio
Go
State,
Noles.
Alabama. Ohio State won the national championship. Next year was Clemson, Oklahoma, Alabama, Michigan State. Alabama against Clemson national championship. The next year
Michigan
was
State. I forgot that they made it that year. Good for them.
Next year
What have they
was
done lately?
Alabama, Washington, Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson national championship game. The next year was Georgia, Oklahoma, Alabama, Clemson,
That was
Alabama,
a
Georgia national
barn
title game.
burner.
The next game after that was Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Alabama, Clemson national championship game. And then last year was LSU, Oklahoma, Clemson, Ohio State, LSU, Clemson national title game. So the only Alabama didn't make it last year because LSU beat them in the SEC championship.
Right,
So
right.
Alabama hasn't been in one time; they've been in every other year. I said Clemson a bunch of times, and I said Ohio State a bunch of times. I said
I think
Oklahoma.
Clemson. I think Clemson only didn't make it the first year when Florida State was in, and yeah.
It's like it's the same 10
Well,
or
because
15
they
teams.
value. It's not even 10 or 15. It's like 7. They value the conference championship so
No,
high,
no,
but
it's
then
not even just making it. It's
there's
not even
only
just making it
5.
there. It's just those are the schools that are the best at college football.
Well, that's true too. But
No,
Like
I feel
Alabama's
like
going to recruit
they're
every year.
no,
Clemson's going to
yes.
recruit every year. Ohio State's going to recruit every year. The big name SEC schools are going to recruit every year. Notre Dame's going to recruit every year. That's these
Notre
borderline
Dame is
teams.
never as good as they are ranked, though. That's a serious problem with them.
I mean, they held Alabama to less points than Ohio State did.
Overrated.
This whole thing. Listen, this is stupid. I hate the college football system as it is. Didn't the basketball open up like a semi-pro league? If you didn't want to go to college, you could do
Semi-pro.
that, and then go to the
The,
NBA.
the league that LeVar Ball ran for like
And
6
then,
months until his son didn't want to play in it anymore.
but even still, like, why do we force people to go to college at schools they don't want to go to play football, when you could just
Because
have
that's the only way you get to the NFL.
like this is so stupid. We had the XFL. We had the XFL.
Ah, the
If you
XFL.
don't want to go to
Poor
college,
Corona shut them
you
down.
could just gone to the XFL, and then you could play and get paid wherever
Didn't The
that's
Rock
worth.
buy the XFL?
He did
Doesn't
buy
he
the
own it
did.
now?
XFL.
Ooh,
Then you don't have to go to these colleges,
spicy.
and then you don't have Alabama showing up every year. You could trade players around. It wouldn't be this
Well, when
homogenized
players start
nonsense.
getting paid, it's going to look a lot different anyway. But
Eh,
we're
is
10
it?
years from that anyway.
No, I think we're less than 5.
No, because see, I think it will be different because yeah, Alabama has a ton of money, but Alabama also has like 30 people that cycle in and out of that defense every game, and they always have like 3, 5-star recruit quarterbacks, and they always have 15 running backs that are all really good. And it's like once you have to figure out how to pay all of them, you're gonna have one 5-star quarterback and you're going to let the other 3 get paid by somebody who has their own money. And you're
That's
going to
not what
have
this legit. But
maybe
that's not
2
what
or
this
3 good running
legislation
backs. I mean, it's not.
legislation is. Legislation that they're about to pass right now allows them to get paid for their likeness. So that's not them getting paid for playing football at Alabama. That's them, if you're
No,
Mac
yeah, I
Jones
understand
and
that.
you
But what
go
I'm
to,
saying is
mom
they
and
should be
pop
getting
Alabama
paid by
restaurant,
the school.
they're never going to do that.
Yeah.
Because if they do that, the whole system breaks down. If they have
Right.
to pay
You should break it down.
We should break it down.
I wrote a paper on this in college. Like, there's not enough money in the NCAA
I
because you
wrote
have
a
to pay
paper on this in college.
but that's the thing is with Title IX, if you pay the starting quarterback for Alabama $25,000 a year, you got to pay the star women's gymnastics, athlete $25,000
Wow. So
a
are
year.
you a sexist? Is that what you're saying? You don't think women's gymnastics is worth $25,000
Yeah,
a
Chris
year?
wants to repeal
That's
Title
barely
IX.
a living. That's barely a living
It's a
wage,
revenue
Chris.
thing. It's a revenue thing. Like, there's
Man.
only 10 schools in the country
I
that
don't know,
make enough
dude.
money.
I watch,
Hang
the
on.
gymnastics during the Olympics every 4 years. So
Yeah.
you tell me.
And the money runs out after about 6 months after the Olympics.
I think.
But hang on. There's only 10 schools in the country whose athletics make a profit. You can probably name those 10 schools. That's my point, is that these schools are operating their athletics at a deficit already. And that, like, if Northwestern has to start paying their athletes, they're not going to have athletics anymore because
You
it's
just
going
stop
to
giving them
cost them more
scholarships.
money.
Make them pay for
You
their
can't
classes.
just pay them. Then they're not going to go to college.
No, this is a lie told to you by
But
the establishment. I think doesn't most of that money just go back to the college anyways to pay for their bloated just administrators everywhere. Hey, that's what the deficit comes from. It doesn't come from
For athletics?
No, it goes to the college. It goes. You know how every year your college gets a new building, miraculously.
even though they're in a deficit.
It comes from the football team. All the
I'm
money.
talking about just the athletics program.
I'm talking
So,
about the college in
hang
general.
on.
So if you
So
don't pay those people anything, you can pay your football players money. But even that's stupid. Your college players shouldn't be paid at all, right? There should be another league to do that in. The NCAA shouldn't be making any money. It should be
they should be allowed.
an amateur
They
league.
should be allowed. They should be allowed to be paid for their likeness. They
No.
should not be paid for playing football.
I mean, they should definitely be paid for both. But the likeness is a start. We're getting there.
It's
You know
ridiculous.
who else should be? Hold on. You know who else should be getting paid for their likeness? The guy that smacked old boy with that twisted T earlier last week. Y'all saw that?
No.
No.
It's Wicked Tea.
You didn't see that, Ben? It's not Wicked Tea. They are the new sponsor, or we hope they'll be a sponsor. But I don't know. I think I would like to see more videos like that and less videos like whatever this podcast is.
Well, then why don't you just make videos of you smacking people in the face with twisted tea then?
Listen, I'm telling you right now, if that
Like the
guy
trend.
could if he started his own YouTube channel and just started seeing like what kind of alcoholic drink was best to smack people in the head with, I would watch it.
Which knocks them out faster, which leaves a bigger indent in their head.
Didn't they already do this in New York? Wasn't it called the knockout game?
I don't remember the knockout game.
I don't know.
It's where they went around New York and they just punched people in the face to knock them out, and that was the game.
That's not the same though. This is very different. Like willing participants, like obviously, that guy was calling him some rude names. That makes him a willing participant to this whole situation. He says hit me. He smacks his face a couple of times, tells him to hit him. I mean, I think you just need to find more people like that, and the next time it's a watermelon hard seltzer, and we just see which one was better.
Watermelon hard seltzer. Then it's a tempered glass that's like Royal Caribbean, Royal Crown. What's it called? Crown Royal.
Oh God, Crown Royal. Those
Caribbean.
bottles don't. Yeah, Royal Caribbean. He smacks him with a cruise ship. He said it's. I got the bar package. It's unlimited.
Okay,
so
10 minutes left.
Jacob,
Let's get to the ending nonsense.
I know you listened to the show last week. So Ben and I, the title of the show is The Experts. So, we're not experts, we're the experts. And so we give out our stock pick of the week in
our professional opinion.
Yeah. Not professional, and don't take any of our advice as law and make your own decisions, yada, yada, yada.
You should for sure take my advice. I will not only not make you money, but I will also make you terrible at fantasy sports and anything else we talk about.
Okay, so Ben, give out your stock pick of the week.
The stock peak. Oh my goodness. I just can't talk today. It's just been terrible. The stock pick of the week is GameStop. GameStop is suffering because they can't buy physical games anymore. So what they're doing is they're closing down stores, and I think you should
Hey,
invest.
really?
What you should do is you should
Think about
invest.
everything as an electronic download.
Anything is electronic download. So in a store
Well, of
that
like the old
only
like
sells
Xbox
physical
360
discs,
games,
no one's buying those. They
you
buy
might.
you buy those on eBay, not from GameStop.
For half the price.
So
Buy
I
stock in
what you
eBay.
should do is you should invest in GameStop so they can open up a digital store, much like Netflix, and it would be just GameStop online. Invest today.
Cool. So I think my pick of the week is DraftKings. I'm still big on sports gambling and the fact that they're going to allow it in more states and probably in the next 5, maybe 8 years, it'll be legal federally. There's just too much money that they can make on taxing people on winnings and taxing the companies that are doing it and all this kind of stuff for governments not to want to do it. So I think that with the Biden election, that may be something that start to ramp up very quickly, especially if big states like Florida, Texas, and New York jump on the train. Then I think a lot of states will follow suit very soon after.
Hold on, I'm gonna try
So
and
yeah,
do it. Can I do a Joe Biden impression? Let me try. See if I can do this. Hold on. I'm not gonna do it. I'll work on it. Next time we talk about Joe Biden, I'll have it. I don't want to look like an idiot. I'll make fun of you
he
saying Joe
literally got
Biden.
so quiet. And all he said was,
I was trying to find the voice for Joe Biden. Like Joe
The
Biden's like a
timbre. You have this very specific timbre you need for Joe Biden.
Joe Biden's. He kind of sounds like this, and he talks like he kind of just rambles on. I like DraftKings because when I want to pick my favorite sports, I want to pick sports like a king. So I support sports betting because Pete Rose is my best friend. If you didn't know that. That was kind of all right. I'll work on it. Thanks, guys. I'll work on it. Can I get a clap? Can I get a?
very good. Good job.
There you go. There you go.
All right. And so one of our other final segments of the week is
Wait,
Whoa,
no, Jacob.
whoa! I
Jacob
don't. I don't get a stock pick. I don't get a stock pick of the week.
You're not an
not an
expert.
expert.
Skip over him. Yeah.
I am not an expert.
Move on to
He's gonna
Jameis.
tell you to buy
Fair enough.
Tesla or something. Like, who cares?
I don't want to buy Tesla.
Listen,
I
guys.
don't have the
Jacob's
money.
pick is invest smart. Put it into a trust fund.
Buy top shits.
True.
Get an investor.
I have my own trust fund that my parents gave me thousands of dollars when I turned 18.
Yeah.
And, I recommend it for everyone. Everyone's parents should be giving them large 6-figure sums of money when they graduate high school because that's when you're most responsible with it. So.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Jacob has a GoFundMe. It's called Fund His Caribbean Cruise. That's what he would like you to invest
Royal
in.
Caribbean. Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, he wants to go to the Bahamas.
Crown Caribbean Royal.
He suggests that you should invest in him, and he'll put out a video of him.
I will put out
in the Bahamas.
Jacob will make a OnlyFans if you invest in his cruise.
Yeah, fund me.
That's a stretch goal. If we hit $40,000, he will make a king set on OnlyFans.
Just feet pics on the cruise.
Another staple of the Esperts podcast is where I dive deep into Ben's favorite mediocre quarterback, Jameis Winston.
The myth, the legend.
And I pull a stat that Ben has
Can I actually say something real quick about Jameis Winston?
Absolutely.
So I may or may not have been in Tallahassee around the same time that Jameis Winston was. And my roommate, I did not. Still, I think that was found to be not factual. So,
slander my boy. I'll slit
whatever.
your
I mean, that's what it was. But okay. Anyway, so No, one of my roommates, though, one of the other things that Jameis Winston was famous or infamous for was
Gay sex.
a funny internet video. I don't know if you guys remember the guy with the hoodie and the beard, and he would like show up at like
You're not gonna make
newscasters
fun
and
of
stuff, and
Trayvon
he would
Martin, are you?
say,
That's
no, no,
poor
no, no,
taste.
no,
That's
no,
poor
no, no, no,
taste.
no.
F her
No,
right in the
so
P.
yep, that's the one. So my roommate was actually there at the what's it called?
Cafeteria.
Like the courtyard. Well, it wasn't at the cafeteria. It was like one of the courtyards where they have like the outside vendors for food,
Wherever he was
like
at, where he stood on the table and said
the
that.
Einstein's bagels and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, but he
Yeah.
was there. He was getting lunch, and he heard
You heard
him
Jameis
say it.
Winston say,
He
F
goes,
her
he
right in the
said,
pussy.
he turned around and said, "Who the heck said that?" And then he looked, and it was Jameis Winston standing on a table, and he was like, "Oh, that makes
Bleep what I
sense."
said, Ben.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I said the actual P word.
Oh,
You know, I can't bleep you because we don't have individual. I realize we don't have individual like voice lines, so it just the whole
rip.
thing gets bleeped. So
You'll have to.
That's kind of annoying.
If you hear a bleep, it's because I accidentally said the P word.
If you don't hear a
Jacob
bleep, it's
or
because
Jameis
I'm
Winston
really
did.
lazy.
Okay, so Jameis Winston's stat of the week. So Jameis Winston, in his illustrious career, has had 7 fourth quarter comebacks and 11 game winning drives. So in those games, what do you think his touchdown to interception ratio is?
What?
So it's 11 games total. What do you think his touchdown to interception ratio is in those 11 games?
Where he came back 7 times?
Say that
No.
again. That's confusing.
He said he had
in his
7
career-
game winning. Oh, in his career.
Hang on. In his career, he has 7 fourth quarter comebacks and 11 game winning drives. So he's
18
sort of clutch,
games.
but not
He's
really.
won. That's pretty good. He's like David Ortiz.
No, it's not 18. He's played 11. It's
Big
11
Poppy?
games. The fourth quarter comeback and the game winning drive are in the same game.
So he's won 11 games, is what you're telling me.
He's probably won more than 11 games in his career. But I'm saying in these specific 11 games, what do you think his touchdown to interception ratio is? Like how many touchdowns, how many picks in 11 games?
Well, these probably terrible games, which is why he has to launch it at the end, like the Adonis that he is. You know, he just gets dialed in focus. Once the week pays,
this is spread from 2015 to 2019. So
I'd say 20 touchdowns to 15 interceptions.
it's probably worse than that. It's probably 20 touchdowns in 11 games. Come on now.
Yeah.
He gets like 3 a game. It's like 34 touchdowns. 34 touchdowns and
Good
like
God.
28 interceptions.
Jacob, you were almost exactly correct. Ben, you could not have been any more wrong at all.
That doesn't even make
11
sense.
games. 11 games, 14 touchdowns, 15 interceptions.
Oh wow.
Oof. And you know what? That's not so bad.
These are games that he had a game winning, like he had a game in 2017 where he somehow won with 1 touchdown, 3 picks.
Well, you guys have to remember that's Jameis Squinston, okay? I don't know what happened. He got like laser eye surgery. He doesn't have to squint anymore. That's why he's not good. They need to reverse that, get him back out there squinting like FSU. That's when he did best, was when he get out there. You can see him on TV. He's like looking around. He can't see shit. That's when he is at his best.
You know, it's probably comes back to the original conversation where he didn't get to go to the training camp. He doesn't know the wide receivers. That's probably
Oh
the problem.
my gosh.
So
he only got drafted by the team. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't go to any training camp.
no training camp. You know, it's not.
Doesn't know any other people.
He has poor social skills, so
He has
does
poor
have
a lot of
social
things. He's not a
skills.
good quarterback.
he's
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap. I don't want to talk about Jameis Winston being a bad quarterback anymore.
Wait, but can we let me try Joe Biden again?
Okay, go for it again. One more
give
time.
me pointers.
And then, so just so everyone knows, whenever Ben's done with Joe Biden, that's when the show cuts off. So thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks, Jacob, for being on the podcast.
Yeah,
we really appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
know what, Jacob? We're you're gonna be Joe Biden. We're gonna set the scene, and you have to be Joe Biden. You're Joe Biden, and you're at the inauguration, and you have to do your victory speech, and scene